Good evening, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. It's fairly late night, about 9:45, and I was looking at a message that I just had. Somebody wants to send us something, a bulky item that will be very useful to us, and use a Balikbayan box. And he's been talking to other people about what he intends to send, and they've been doing that sharp intake of breath. Oh, you're not thinking of sending that, are you? Oh, gosh. Well, what can you send in a Balikbayan box? Well, it seems to me that as long as it doesn't start stinking along the way, you can send anything. Now, a little while ago, some time ago, I made friends with a subscriber who wrote to me, and he wrote to me a few times, and gradually over the messages we formed a friendship. He asked his question was, what should I do about sending my stuff over? And he was planning to live here. So my advice to him was, send everything. Send any damn thing that you think that you might possibly need here, because sometimes very small items are just not easy to find. For instance, I always give this as an example because it's such an everyday thing. I tried to find some band-aids. Nothing fancy, right? It didn't have to be underwater to 70 degrees or 70 meters. It didn't have to be just a band-aid, okay? I went to 3 different drugstores and none of them had band-aids. So that gives you an idea. I'm talking about drugstores. Now, when you go around and try to shop for things here, very often, even Filipinos will tell you this, that the quality of the stuff that is sold in the stores here is not the same as what is available in the West. This is down even to talking about chocolate. People, whenever you talk to a Filipino, the first thing that they want to be sent is chocolate. And yet, if you go to our tourists, you can find chocolate on the shelf. And it's looks exactly the same as the chocolate that you are eating in the West, probably right now, you lucky devil. It's still Nestle, Cadbury's, and all of those other things. What we can't get here is special British things like, I don't know, somebody sent us Bounty. They sent us Bounties, which is a particular great chocolate which has got grated coconut in it. Hadn't had that for years. It was wonderful. Forgotten who sent that, which box it came in, but it was really great. Now, Balikbayan boxes, what's the rules on it? Tell you the truth, I don't think it matters a damn about what the rules are. Look at it this way. They can talk all day about the fact that Balikbayan boxes, the idea of it was that OFWs, people who are living abroad, people who have married foreigners and have set up their home in different lands all over the world, should be able to send a Balikbayan box, which is a box to their family. So you would assume that they are related, yes? Family to family. How does anybody know this? You know, sometimes I look out of the window where we live and I'll see somebody, not quite so much now since we've started doing so much concreting and just general construction work, but in the old days, you know, let's say 2 years ago, I would look out and somebody would be riding through what is our property on a motorcycle, on a carabao, towing 2 other carabaos, doing the huge dumps along the way. And I would ask Beth, who are those people? Do you know them? And she would take a brief look out the window and say, oh, that's Nanai's cousin, or that's the daughter or the son of Nanai's brother. Or how can anybody police this? They just don't have the wherewithal to be able to do it. Let me tell you how many not soldiers, let me tell you how many police I've seen in Taliban on duty. Do you know, I can't remember. I've seen some police trucks. I know that there's a police station down there because I've been down there. But whereas if I think about times when in the UK, in Australia, not so much Australia actually, but in America, if I thought about try to remember times when I saw a cop, my God, I didn't have any problem at all. They're all over the place, it seems. But they're not here. The point I'm trying to make is, there's people here who are riding 7 to a motorcycle, go out and sit on the road at the crossroads where all of our kids go to school, and you will see motorcycle after motorcycle with 4, 5, 6, 7 school kids all being taken to school. You'll see 15 to a tricycle taxi. Is that legal? No. Is it enforced? How can it be? So, a law is not a law until it is enforced. It is not a law until it is enforceable. And let's face it, a lot of us don't agree with some of the laws that are passed. Some of the laws that are passed and they try to enforce or are supposed to enforce, and they don't. And we think, why can't they do that? I'm thinking of corruption as being one of the things that we'd all like to see enforced, but it doesn't get enforced. Is it right and wrong? It doesn't seem to matter. A little while ago, when we were trying, and we still are, trying to get our road worked on, we put, on a Friday, we placed 32,000 pesos on the desk of the chief engineer at Taliban municipal offices.
We had correction, we paid it into the cashier. Just to...
Fine, I've been corrected. It was to the cashier. Metaphorically speaking, it was on the desk of the chief engineer, because he was the one that we did the deal with. The fact that he said, well, can you go over there and pay it, is another thing. We paid that money Friday. Guess how long it took for the grader, which we had paid for, to break down? The weekend. Is that right? No, it's not. Have we been promised it time and time and time and time again? Yes, we have. Will we eventually get it? Yes, we will. But all of these things are simply not enforceable. So to get back after that long rambling to Balikbayan boxes. Our friend Brian, who, as I say, we struck up a friendship, and eventually when he said to me, what shall I send? I said, send what the heck you like, whatever you've got. Don't just give anything away because you can't, you think that you won't be able to use it. Send it. I gave away hundreds and hundreds of dollars of art material that if I just packed it into a box and sent it here, not only would it be just the same price, it would be something that I would have, and I wish that I'd done that. I wish that I brought some of my most treasured books as well, but I didn't. So that was the basis upon which I advised my friend Brian. And so he sent about 6 or 7 boxes. And in those boxes he sent a cement mixer, believe it or not, a cement mixer with a gas motor. He sent a lawnmower. He sent a couple of winches. He sent tools after tools upon tools upon tools. And he sent all of that here. And did it all get here? Yes, it did. Was it tampered with? Well, actually, one box was tampered with, because against the agreement that he and I had made, that he would send all of his boxes to himself, but that he would put his return address of himself, Brian, on the box. Well, one of the boxes, the one I'm referring to, was actually sent. He gave it to his friend, who passed it on to his wife with the duty of addressing it and getting the LBC to come round and pick it up. And instead of doing what we had agreed, she put her husband as the sender. And when we saw that, we said, oh, yippee, it's a box for us. We didn't realise it was for our friend Brian. And we opened it, and there was the lawnmower. So I know first-hand information that Brian sent a lawnmower. And I remember thinking, what on earth will we do with a lawnmower? Anyway, he finally broke it to me gently that actually, Terence, it's my lawnmower. So we hurriedly packed it all back in again and kept it until he got back. So, to my friend who is about to send something to me in a Balikbayan box, just do it and don't worry about a thing. The only thing that we get charged on is if some small parcel comes from, say, Lazada, or from someone who sends it in the postal service, the Philippine Postal Service. And then we usually have to pay, what is it, Beth, how much? 100 or 200 pesos?
For what, sorry?
If we have a box sent through the postal service?
112.
Yeah, 112. 112 is just over $2. We can do it. We can work with that. So, my friend, and I know that I've already sent this message to you, there's no problem. And for anybody who is thinking about sending boxes, and you hear one of those alarming emails or things on Facebook about the Philippines is now tightening up and clamping down, tightening up and clamping down. There we have a way of describing something, isn't it? Well, whether it's on the tighten up or the clamp down, it's not enforceable. If any of the companies took any of these things seriously, they wouldn't be able to stay in business. So, whoever you are, and whoever you are sending whatever to whoever, just do it. It's not a problem. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.